This is a behind-the-scenes video from Great Western Productions showing techniques for getting a very era-authentic sound from GenAI music services using background research and prompting guidelines.
Okay, so I'm working on this world that is set in the summer of 1995 in Western California, like a coastal town. And one of the things that came up in my mind was what kind of recording, like bedroom recording technology would there have been, right? Like programmable drums, mics, what was around? So because that's kind of a central thing to one of the characters. So I plugged kind of a research query into Gemini, and it came back with a plan. You can kind of read here. This is a very common plan that Gemini comes up with. And then I click start research, right? And so what it gave me a lot of like really interesting background about what is available, what was available in 1995. Some very, very specific pieces of recording technology, right? And admittedly, I'm not knowledgeable about this really at all, right? Like okay, you tell me this Tascam 400 series was the thing, like okay, I'll go do more research on that, right? So, but anyways, what it's giving me though is it's giving me this like background context for what's available and what was around, like what you could use to kind of make your own albums in 1995. And again, this is kind of a central plot point to the story or to the world that I'm building. Not to this degree, but you'll see why I'm doing this here in a second. So it really goes into pretty some strong depth, and it has a lot of resources then that I could go and look up. So let's just exit out of here. So I've gone and done the research. So now though, I asked it. Let me go back here. So one of the things you can always do though is you can create a web page, create an infographic, create a quiz, create an audio overview. That's where it would create like a little podcast about just this research report that you could listen to in here. But what I did was I created a web page, and it's pretty cool. Let me pop that open for you. So here is the single page web graphic or infographic that I asked it to put up with. So here it talks about, okay, in the command center, we had multi-track recorders. The Tascam was undisputed king, but there were some other choices that it had. Some of this is just interesting, talking a little bit about the drum machines that might have been there, what the workflow likely looked like, how you captured different aspects of it, and all pretty interesting. And I don't know that I would have... I will tell you. I'll show you in a second why this was cool. Actually, let me go and do that. So another thing that I did was let me finish here. So one of the features that they have here is add Gemini features, and what that's going to do to the single page web app that it generated for me, right? I can just look at the code here, right? This is just a React app. For those that know what React is. It's a JavaScript framework. But I asked it to add a couple of features that would use generative AI to help me. So here is an AI gear advisor. Describe the sound you're aiming for, and our 1995 era AI expert will recommend the perfect gear combination for your bedroom studio. The chilling groove of Grassy Knoll's positive album, right? And I could have named other sounds. That was in my head, right? And it's going to give me some advice about what gear that I would have put together in 1995 to get the sound from this album. Now, is this going to be exactly correct as if you had, what's his name, Nolan Green from Grassy Knoll standing right there, Mr. Nolan Green standing right there next to you telling you what gear he should have used or whatever? No. But it's going to be closer than anyone else you're probably going to be able to ask with an earshot. Okay, and so uh, so it starts laying out, hey, here is the sound that you would use. Okay, here are the drum machines. Here are all of these other things. Okay, so I use a service called Suno. Let me pop that open here. Suno is a service you use to make songs. And let's just let's pick one here. Let's pick Unshakable Feeling. Okay, so here's one that I've already created. They're on the left hand side here. Let me pop this clip. Let's just close. I don't want to get too much into this, but you can just this is the style. So this is what would have gone in over here, but this is the this is the style of a song, right? And then you also have a bunch of lyrics, and lyrics have a specific markup, and they go in here and they generate these songs, right? So, but as many of you know, like I don't ever write my own prompts. Like I really always have a prompt written for me by something else that writes a prompt. So in ChatGPT, I have this thing called a sonographer, and a sonographer is something that has all of the best practices for how you generate a bunch of different things around music generation for me. So how I make the little canvases on Spotify, little videos and everything. So it just has a bunch of prompting guides, one of them being a Suno prompting guide. So going back here. So what I did was I want a song that uses this recording information, this recording sound effect. And in this particular one, I was trying to get a sound that was like guided by voices, because I knew they used a very garage sound, right? And admittedly, I don't know how to make a garage sound. So I'm trying to get the language of it. So it then generated this style. And it's typically I remove artist names. Typically, like there's also a guardrail against it, but like I'm not directly ever trying to regenerate an artist's song or copy their sound. Like in this particular case, I want the hiss, I want the garage tape, so I'll take this here. And I copied it into up here, and I actually had, let's see, I believe, which song was this? Lo-fi. Maybe I didn't even send this one in. Maybe I didn't. I did not. So anyways, like here are those just examples. I don't know if my audio is gonna play the song. Oh, no, this is my own. Never mind. 1 second. Please hold. Here we are. Okay. I don't know why this didn't show up earlier. Okay. So what was this one then? Lo-fi. Here, it's here, this one. Right? Lo-fi 1995. Right, with the task cam. All right. Yeah. So here's one. Dreamy lo-fi indie pop recorded on a Tascam Porta Studio for warm cassette saturation, gentle hiss, sparse programmed beats from an Alesis SR16. Let me play this one. This one's gonna sound a little more rock. And this is another version of the same song. So I've used different settings. It has a little more hiss. And these ones here are ones where I've uploaded songs that I've programmed in other apps. This one was in an app called Oxy, which is like a drum machine on your phone, and you had to do it like old style, where you hit the pads or whatever. I mean, it's it's nothing remarkable. But then I took that as you can use that as an inspiration for another song, and I have this other song that I do like that has the same chord progressions, and it does seem to use the similar organ sounds, but it's vastly different because I changed the style. Anyways,
We apologize for the abrupt ending to this video as we had technical difficulties during recording. This has been a behind-the-scenes video from Great Western Productions. Thank you for watching.